Hey everybody, how you doing? This was supposed to be a really fun video, so check it out. I was in Tolliver's the other day. I actually went in there to take some stuff in. I had some other business in town, and then I had the bright idea to buy 2 new Bing Bangs. So I said, listen here, I've got an idea. If you watch my show, you would have recently seen me kick off a series called Will It Hunt, where I'm taking essentially every cartridge that's out there and doing real world drop charts, energy charts, and then actually taking them out and proving it and documenting my scope dials and all that stuff. I've got the data, you've got the data. It's real world data that we verified out to hunting distances for free. I can use it on my rigs when I go deer hunting, and you can use it on your rigs. And I'm really enjoying that series. Well, one of the first ones I did was 450 Bushmaster. So this is my Ruger American Ranch 16-inch barrel.
Got it.
It actually has a Leupold 450 Bushmaster scope on it. Yeah. But also that's my Banish 46 V2 can. I had in my head, well, you know what? Why have a 16-inch barrel 450 Bushmaster when I can have a 20-inch or a 22-inch? So I was looking up who makes a long barrel 450 Bushmaster. Well, Ruger does. They got their Ruger American Predator, their website. It's green stock with a gold barrel, 22-inch barrel. So man, that would be a cool video where I already showed you guys the data and the drop with the 16-inch barrel. That's a really cool video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Scope camera footage and everything, and proving the drop and hits with that ranch model. So, well, what about if I had a 22-inch barrel? And this is the ammo that I used with that 16-inch barrel. It's a 260 grain Remington Premier AccuTip. Good stuff. Deer catchers. It drops deer. But we took it out to 300 yards with a 16-inch barrel, and I proved it to you what the drops are and the scope dials.
Got it.
Well, then I said, if it's going to bump up the speed with a longer barrel 450 Bushmaster, let's do that. It's presumably going to be flatter, have more energy. Let's film the same video but with a longer barrel 450 Bushmaster, and we'll just prove to ourselves, is it worth it to have a long barrel 450, or are you good just having a 16-inch barrel? I think if I had to guess, these 16-inch barrel 450 Bushmasters are probably the most popular sold. So while I was in town, I stopped at Tolliver's. I said, hey, can y'all order me a Ruger American Predator 450 Bushmaster? I want a 22-inch barrel. And they said, well, man, somebody just traded one of these in. You can get it, this one used. So this isn't the Predator, but this is a Go Wild. I've had several Go Wilds in the past. I had a 7PRC. I took a deer with it. I still have my 30-06. I took a deer with that Go Wild. I'll probably never get rid of that one because it groups so well. Turned the camera on me, and then I was but this one is in 450 Bushmaster, and it has the 22-inch barrel. So I've got my chronograph ready. We're gonna, we're out at the range. We're gonna have a good time. The 16-inch barrel chronographed averaged at 2,009 feet per second, and my plan was today to go out, get the speeds off this long barrel, and then do the data. And if it impressed me and grouped well, man, I'll just get rid of the ranch. What I told my buddy Mason at Tolliver's, like, to me, there's a big fad of short barrels these days. To me, I don't understand it. Me personally, it's what I said to my buddy Mason down there at Tolliver's. I said, It's kind of like if you're buying a Mustang, especially if they're the same price, why would you get the V6 when you can have the V8? More speed, more energy, more better. You know what I'm saying? More energy. Why would you get the short barrel when you can have a long barrel? It just doesn't make sense to me. And people say, well, it's better for a suppressor. Bro, I run suppressors on everything. I pretty much won't buy a rifle anymore unless it's threaded. It's a game changer. My ears are already shot. Well, so I went to go to the range. I'm like, well, I got to get this brake off. Put it in my vise. Let me roll into footage and I'll show you what happened. Ah! Stuff like this drives me up a wall. I'm sitting here trying to take the brake off this Ruger American. It's a Go Wild and 450 Bushmaster. Look what happened. Got it right here in my Tipton vise. Wrench on the brake. And look, it took so much force for me. Instead of loosening the brake, which is what I wanted to do, I'm unscrewing the barrel. What in the world? Ruger, give me a break. Why do you gotta put that crazy Loctite on there? Now, like, I'm afraid to even mess with this thing because I don't know what the barrel's supposed to be torqued at. I don't have some monster torque wrench for installing barrels. Ruger, man, you gotta quit doing that. So yeah, this brake is so tight. That when I put it in my vise and started cranking down using my country boy muscle strength, I just unscrewed the barrel. Man. So normally I'd be like, whoopie-doo-dah, let's let her rip and just send one downrange or a few and get an average with the brake on it. Well, if you watched my show, you'd have seen last week, I blew a rifle up. Let's roll in that footage. So yeah, seeing as I blew that rifle up last week, which actually was a Ruger as well, I'm a little bit shy of doing anything sketchy or dangerous whatsoever, if you catch my drift. I read on the internet gunsmiths torque these at 50 to 60 foot-pounds. Well, I don't have a torque wrench that'll do that. So now I pretty much put it back in my vise and cranked this barrel down as hard as I could. But now I kind of don't know what to do because I don't have I have a vise. Obviously, I just said I had a vise. It was in that video. I suppose I could take the stock off and try to clamp on the barrel, but it took so much force. I don't think my vise has enough strength to hold this rounded barrel and let me crank this off. But I might just get some soaker juice stuff, put it in a can, and then set this in a cup for like 1 or 2 days and let that thing soak in some whatever crud dissolver juice. But Ruger, man, why in the world are you putting crazy Loctite on your brakes? My 450 Bushmaster with the 16-inch barrel, it has marks all up and down the barrel for the same reason, because it kept slipping in my vise because I couldn't break that muzzle brake off. So the only reason I can think of is somebody's like, well, in the store, people are going to walk by and just unscrew all our muzzle brakes and steal them from the shops. Well, how come no other companies do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Ruger, you can't be doing crazy bananas. I mean, I could see like some weak. I keep some blue, red, and orange here at the house for random stuff that I'm using. But you could use like the weakest Loctite where somebody couldn't just walk by and unscrew it with their hand, but you could still take a wrench and boop, it's gonna break it right loose. But man, now doing some general math and also some artificial intelligence, my guesstimation is this 450 Bushmaster is gonna be going around 2110, 2120 feet per second. The box actually says 2180. So I would love to get 2180 out of these. That'd be smoking. And then I was going to do the charts based on those assumptions, but then you know what? That's not real data. And I don't want to give you fake or false data because to me that's irrelevant. That's the whole purpose and backbone of my show, is a real dude doing real videos, giving you real facts. I'm not just like pulling stuff out of the sky. But that was my frustrating day today. Let me know, do you think the long barrel 450 Bushmaster is going to be worth it? As soon as I figure out my headaches with it, we're going to be at the range. Or is the 16-inch barrel plenty? Got enough energy. The drop isn't too bad. But stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a comparison once I get this one figured out. And I'm also going to be doing a will it hunt video with the long barrel 450 Bushmaster as well. But appreciate you watching. We'll see you guys on the next one. Hooty-hoo!
Load it up and get it on as soon as you can. 30-06, 10 mil, 50 cap. It don't make a difference, man. We like